First floor. After you and Luke move into your new residence, you both decide to take childhood items that hold your shared memories from your parents' house with you. This means that the ornaments on display could use some adjustment. Not only must the arrangement accommodate the new items, but it must also be beautiful and appropriate for the setting. Luke suggests dividing the task and choosing which areas you'll be responsible for with a round of rock, paper, scissors to speed things up.
가위바위보? 이겼다. 그럼 아까 말한 대로 내가 2층 침실을 맡을게.
Sure, it's all the same to me. Why don't we see who can tidy up faster? Having the advantage of already being in your designated workspace, you swiftly place a stack of books in the cupboard beside you as you speak. Seeing this, Luke quickly runs upstairs.
아니, 시합이면 내가 2층에 올라간 다음에 시작해야지. 이건 반칙이라고.
Speed is of the essence. If you keep talking, I'll get even more of a head start. Luke's silhouette instantly vanishes, and his only response is the sound of him tidying things up. I'll put the last doll here. Done! Everything's perfect. I have to have been faster than Luke this time, right?
누가 나보다 빠르다고?
Turning around, you see Luke leaning on the staircase railings watching you. When did he get there? Luke, don't tell me you're done putting everything away.
그럼 누구누구가 반칙하긴 했지만 그래도 내 속도는 못 따라오지.
Looking at how smug Luke is, you decide to tease him. Oh, really? That's a little hard to believe.
못 믿겠으면 직접 보면 되지? 같이 올라가서 확인해보면 알겠네.
Luke pulls you onto the spiral staircase without another word, as though inviting you to a brand new world. Bedroom. When you arrive at the bedroom, you are greeted by swaths of warmth, the evidence of your mutual love and memories of childhood weaving together to create a magical feeling. At this moment, the slightly cool wind blows in from the window, sending ripples across the leg of your heart. Juxtaposed with these childhood mementos, the romance between you and Luke feels even more precious after your reunion.
무슨 생각해? 너무 잘 꾸며서 뭐라고 칭찬해야 될지 모르겠어?
Luke gives you a warm and bright smile. Of course, you did a great job with the display. It's just that these ornaments bring back a lot of memories.
어떤 게? 나도 들어볼래.
While you know that Luke already knows the answer, you still decide to humor him. You swing his arm slightly. There are so many, like this one. Park. Work has been tedious and exhausting lately. Seeing this, Luke suggests taking you out for a change of mood. The moment you reach the park, you remember this is where you two tried skateboarding for the variety show. So, by a change of mood, you meant skateboarding? No wonder you told me to change into something light and sporty before going out.
이제 알았어? 내가 이 옷으로 갈아입은 거 보고 바로 눈치챌 줄 알았는데.
Well, you didn't bring the skateboard along when we left, so maybe you were taking me out to do some breakdancing. Or something.
스트리트 댄스? 나 춤추는 거 보고 싶어? 그럼 오늘 테마를 바꿔볼까?
Seeing how seriously Luke takes your offhand remark, you quickly wave your hands in protest. No need to do that, let's just go skateboarding today. It's been a while since I last skateboarded. As for breakdancing, we'll leave it for next time.
알겠어. 그럼 가서 스케이트보드 가져올게.
After he says that, Luke jogs to an equipment rental shop nearby and returns with two skateboards. As he gets closer, you can't help but be curious about the striking patterns pre-painted on the skateboards. This design, why does it almost look like it was made just for us? Oh, did you prepare them beforehand and put them in the rental shop on purpose?
이런 서프라이즈도 꽤 괜찮지? 그림도 그림인데 이 스케이트보드 다 디테일한 부분들까지 내가 직접 작업한 거야.
That explains why he didn't bring his other skateboard. He also says this so casually as if he just did something incredibly easy. It's incredible. I can't wait to try it out.
좋아? 그럼 바로 시작해보자. 먼저 기본적인 스케이트보드 동작부터 복습하는 거야.
Okay. Just as Luke taught you last time, he shows you how to keep your balance on the skateboard before helping you move forward slowly. Everything feels familiar, like a reenactment of past memories. The only difference is that you're more relaxed this time, not only because you're more experienced, but also because you know that Luke will always be by your side. You do another jump into the air. With Luke's help, you complete another slightly challenging move perfectly. Your palms feel a little sweaty. The worries of your work are swept away, leaving only excitement and thrill. How did I do?
아주 잘했어. 날 금방 따라잡겠는데?
That's ridiculous if I really wanted to catch up to you. Wait, why don't you teach me something really challenging?
고난도 동작이라. 좋아. 내가 먼저 몇 가지 보여줄 테니까 골라봐.
Before he finishes his sentence, Luke has already skateboarded to the obstacle course in the middle of the park like a gust of wind. He takes a deep breath and readies himself. He picks up speed, launches off a pole, and jumps off the ground. When he cuts through the air again riding the inertia, the rest of the world fades away and he is all you see. You gently stroke the edge of the skateboard. These exhilarating thrills feel like lightning-fast stream. Under Luke's guidance, you practice for a long time and finally grasp a difficult move that was relatively easy to learn. But this is not the only thing you want to do with Luke. Since you've already prepared skateboards for a couple, why don't we try some couple skateboarding tricks next time?
좋지. 안 그래도 전에 스케이트보드 블로거가 올린 브이로그를 봤었는데 거기 나온 동작을 참고해도 좋을 것 같아.
Luke tilts his head at you, seemingly satisfied with your suggestion. Ah, speaking of which, you did prepare two skateboards. You weren't waiting for me to suggest that, were you?
그건 아니고 하나씩 있으면 너랑 스케이트보드를 같이 즐길 수 있을 것 같아서 준비했어.
Luke looks really cool when he's skateboarding. Even the most challenging moves are a piece of cake for him. I should buck up and try to catch up to his level as soon as I can. Shopping mall. As you've moved into a new place, you and Luke plan to buy some new daily necessities. Reading the shopping list in Luke's hands, you feel like you're here to stock up on supplies from the mall. Slippers, toothbrushes, bathrobes. We're getting new sets of all of this.
그럼 새로운 시작에는 변화가 있어야지. 이 가게도 괜찮은 것 같은데 들어가서 둘러보자.
Luke enters the houseware store while holding your hand. The home goods in the shop are meticulously displayed and the place feels warm and inviting.
여기 샤워 가운이 여름용, 겨울용이 다 있는데 둘 다 살까?
Sure.
그럼 어떤 패턴으로 할래?
Let's see. You browse the pattern and solid colored bathrobes on the rack and quickly decide on the one you want. Just as you are about to ask Luke what design he wants, he grabs the corresponding bathrobe for a couple's set and puts it in the shopping cart. That's an easy way to pick.
샤워 가운은 정했고 이제 다음 거 보러 가자.
After 20 or so minutes, you notice that something about the almost full cart isn't quite right. From small items like slippers and toothbrushes to larger items like bathrobes and pillows, for every single daily necessity, Luke has chosen couple sets of everything. Just as Luke enthusiastically searches for the rest of the items on the list, you imagine a scene where your home is jam-packed with couple-themed items. Luke, why are you getting couple set for everything? Don't tell me you learned it from some online forum about dating tips. Hearing you tease him, Luke freezes for a couple of seconds before quickly shaking his head.
아니거든. 그냥 이렇게 하면 뭔가 의미가 더해지는 것 같잖아. 살다 보면 이런 게 별거 아닐 수 있겠지만 너랑 같이 쓴다고 생각하면 행복해져. 그리고 커플 아이템 사는 건 너한테 배운 거야.
Me?
응. 아직 우리가 사귀기 전이었는데 네가 나한테 그랬잖아? 인터넷에서 예쁜 양치컵 세트를 봤는데 나랑 같이 바꾸고 싶다고.
As Luke says those words, you recall a past memory. So even then, your unclear feelings toward him had already become evident. It's just that you didn't realize it at the time. You chuckle as you take Luke's hand. Fortunately, after everything, you haven't missed out on the boy you love. The corners of your mouth lift into a smile as you take another look at the mouthwash cup, followed by the couple-themed items all around the room. I wonder what couple items we'll be getting next.
다 생각해놨지? 근데
Luke takes a furtive glance at your hand. But
곧 알게 될 거야. 지금은 말 못해. 비밀이거든.
when I suggested getting new mouthwash cups together, I hadn't realized my feelings for Luke at all. Looking back, I feel for him long ago, just like he did. Luke says he'll take you somewhere nice today and asks you to shut your eyes the moment you enter the car. With no idea where the driver has dropped you, you can only feel Luke holding your hand and leading you past the door, then up the stairs shortly after. The path feels familiar. Are we not there yet?
거의 다 왔으니까 조금만 기다려봐.
His soft voice cuts through the darkness, reassuring you as you instinctively tighten your grip on his hand.
자, 이제 눈 떠도 돼.
Your parents' home, second floor. The scene that enters your eyes is the old attic you're familiar with. You and Luke spent countless days and nights here in your childhood. The only difference between then and now is that the room is decorated. You can see how much effort Luke has spent on it. So, this is the nice place that you've been talking about. Why did you suddenly want to bring me back here?
그야, 당연히 같이 추억에 잠겨보고 싶어서 그렇지.
Luke waves your hand, interlocked with his, and then scoots closer to you.
앞으로 쭉 새 집에서 지낼 텐데, 어릴 적 추억을 같이 한번 되돌아볼 기회가 있었으면 좋겠다는 생각이 들었어. 새롭게 시작하기 전에 하는 작은 의식이라고나 할까? 그나저나 운명의 시작도 그렇고 우리가 처음 만난 것도 여기네. 서로 마음을 고백하고 사귀기로 한 것도 여기였고 말이야.
Under the flickering lights and shadows, Luke's warm voice brings you back to the day he confessed his feelings. An enchanting night full of stars that gently cast all their light onto Luke. That the yesterday that shines so brightly is just like this very moment. While you are still absorbed in your dreamy memories, Luke, from who knows where, pulls out the music box from that time. How did it get here?
질문은 나중에 하고 먼저 마법을 보여줄게.
Magic?
응? 세레나데 말고 또 듣고 싶은 노래 말해봐. 내가 너한테 불러준 노래면 다 돼.
I want to listen to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. This song has been with me for a long, long time. I'll never get tired of it.
지금 분위기에 딱 어울리는 노래네? 좋아? 잘 봐. 마법이 곧 모습을 드러낼 테니까.
I want to listen to the rose. I feel like this song is especially meaningful to both of us. It makes me realize that we've never really left each other and that we have always been running towards each other.
그걸 고를 줄 알았어. 그럼 이제 마법을 지켜볼 시간이야.
How about Two Tigers? I remember you used to sing me to sleep with it. It's really memorable.
이 로맨틱한 순간에 진짜 그런 웃긴 노래를 고르겠다고?
Can't I? Should I choose again? Luke smiled, seemingly resigned.
안 될 리가. 네가 원하는 거라면 뭐든 다 이뤄줘야지.
Every song that you sing was great. I like them all. I can't choose right now. Why don't you decide?
이렇게 쉽게 선택권을 넘기겠다고?
Yeah, I know you'll choose a song I want to hear deep down inside.
알겠어. 그럼 나한테 맡겨.
As he says that, Luke prods some part on the music box. Then you hear the sound of his soft singing alongside the accompaniment. In the glass globe, chibi figurines of you and Luke are looking at a rainbow. Outside the glass globe, starlight softly lands on you and Luke and in both of your hair. So that's the magic you were talking about.
응? 시간을 들여서 오르골을 개조해봤어. 이제 언제 어디서나 내가 불러주는 노래를 들을 수 있을 거야.
The starlight that falls on you and Luke glimmers brighter than ever. Luke picks up the music box and observes it carefully as he turns it. Then he puts it down and looks at you.
생각해보니까 개조할 때 하나를 빠뜨린 것 같아.
What is it? I've listened to all of the songs. You didn't leave out anything. While Luke was unaware, you have replayed his singing over and over again.
그게 아니라 네 목소리도 녹음해야 했는데 말이야. 나도 네 노래가 듣고 싶어.
Luke gave me this music box when he confessed his feelings for me. That day, he finally told me all his worries and shared all his feelings. No matter what happens in the future, I will never let go of his hand. Park. Seeing as you both have some leisure time over the weekend, you decide to take a relaxing stroll together. As you wander aimlessly along this long street, you unknowingly arrive at the park you once visited with Benji. Your story with Benji starts with a call from the pet retirement home. In the following days, you both accompanied Benji to fulfill his wish and joined him on his final journey.
여기네.
Maybe we're both missing Benji deep down. The sky is clear and the trees sway gently. As you and Luke walk, you talk about old times as you enjoy the scenery. Upon hearing a clear bark, you notice a small black and brown puppy wandering around on its own nearby.
저기 저 강아지도 셰퍼드 같아. 맥스랑 좀 닮지 않았어?
Let me see, they do look alike, but where's its owner?
설마 몰래 빠져나온 건가?
Before Luke can finish his sentence, the puppy spots you both and starts to run and bark in your direction. Nuzzling Luke's ankles, it starts sniffing around, wagging its tail excitedly. You smile when you see how naturally the puppy has taken a liking to Luke. Luke, you're like a magnet for small animals. You've barely seen anything and it's already come running to you for pets. You can't help but to crush and rub the puppy's head. It quickly turns towards you and nuzzles against your palm as though you're a familiar friend. Oh, it's like a little Benji. Luke also squats down to scratch its chin. The puppy barks happily, then gently licks the back of Luke's hand.
그러게, 진짜 닮았네. 행동이랑 태도까지. 멍멍아, 이름이 뭐야? 주인은 어디 있어?
The puppy straightens its ears and tilts its head, seemingly unable to understand what the word owner means. All it knows is to suckle you and Luke, cheerfully wagging its tail. As you and Luke are about to carry it to the park's lost and found, a young man runs towards you.
죄송해요. 제 강아지예요. 방금 목줄을 작은 걸로 바꾸려는데 도망가 버렸어요.
The young man keeps apologizing as he takes the puppy from Luke's hands. Meanwhile, the puppy that looks like Benji struggles a little when he leaves Luke's embrace, as if unwilling to let go.
아유, 얼루가 가만히 있으라니까 왜 말을 안 들어?
The puppy finally stops squirming when it hears the man calling his name. The man quickly lifts the puppy and puts the leash on him, then apologizes to you both again.
너무 죄송해요. 강아지가 혹시 피해를 끼치진 않았나요?
괜찮아요. 다음부터 조심하시면 되죠.
Yeah, we don't mind at all. Your puppy is really cute and friendly.
귀엽긴 한데 좀 장난꾸러기예요. 그럼 저희는 다른 곳으로 가서 돌아볼게요. 자, 얼룩이. 형이랑 누나한테 인사해.
Under the young man's instruction, the puppy named Benny tilts his head at you two and barks happily. Then they walk further and further until they're gone with the wind. You and Luke watch their shrinking silhouettes and counterbear to turn away.
갑자기 네가 전에 말한 하루하루를 살아가라는 의미가 뭔지 다시 한번 깨닫게 된 것 같아.
Oh? You look at Luke in slight confusion, waiting for an explanation. Benji's condition used to remind him of himself, but he finally overcame the hurdle in his heart with you. Still, you don't see how your words back then relate to what happened today. Luke tilts his head cutely and smiles, letting the sunlight scatter gently around the corners of his eyes.
하루하루를 잘 보내야 오늘처럼 예쁜 우연을 만날 기회도 생기는 거지.
Yeah, you're right. As long as you're alive, beautiful things will happen. Luke puts down the Benji-shaped flower pot and looks at you.
주말에 시간 되면 우리 또 공원 가서 기분 전환할래?
The way he says this makes you naturally pick up on his thoughts. Of course, why don't we bring some snacks or toys for the puppy next time?
또 만날 수 있을지는 모르겠지만.
I'm sure we will. I believe we just have that kind of luck with Benny. Benny, who we met at the park, was just like Benji. Perhaps there really are some mysterious yet beautiful coincidences in the world. Times Antiquities. Look, I'm off work. Pushing the door of the antique shop open, you wave at Luke, who's already sitting inside. Not long ago, Luke invited you to help make some trinkets, so you've started helping him in the shop after work.
이쪽으로 와. 오늘 임무는 간단해. 이 작은 부품들만 조립하면 돼.
Okay. You arrive at his side as you speak. The little components he mentioned are on the table, and aside from those, his hands are still busy working on something else. Luke never mentioned what he's making this for, and you didn't think too much of them either. You pull out a chair and begin to piece them together. Is there a manual? Would it be faster if I followed the steps?
다 내가 직접 디자인한 거라. 그냥 느낌대로 조립해봐. 너라면 완성할 수 있을 거야.
Are you that confident in my skills?
응? 그리고 우리 마음이 서로 통한다고 믿어.
After a short while, you manage to piece the parts together. A black feathered crown and a rose appears before your eyes. It looks like a three-dimensional accessory. At the same time, the trinket in Luke's hands has also taken shape. He's been making a small wooden lamp. The carving on it was nothing more than a snapshot of a simple moment in Luke's and your lives. You sense that him asking you to make trinkets together isn't a spur of the moment suggestion. The items you design are all related to us. Look, what exactly are you planning to do with this?
원래는 다 완성한 다음에 알려줄 생각이었는데 언제 한번 생일에 우리가 같이 열어본 수납함 기억해?
Of course, I remember. That storage box contains Luke's parents' belongings. There was a time when he refused to face that sorrow. But with your accompaniment that year, he finally found the courage to face those old things and discovered that his parents had left behind a box of sincere warmth. To him, the storage box is something of utmost importance. Almost instantly, he realized what Luke is trying to do. Are you redecorating the storage box?
단순히 꾸미고 싶은 게 아니야. 그 안에는 내가 한때 피하려고 했던 후회랑 과거가 담겨 있어. 그리고 이제 그 안을 너와의 미래로 채워나가고 싶어.
Luke's tone is warm and there is a hint of expectation in his words. He's putting your future moments together with his parents' remaining items and inviting you to create the decorations with him. The meaning of this could not have been more apparent. I understand. Let's continue then. We have to make it into the nicest looking storage box.
응? 그러자.
Caressing the rim of the storage box, Luke's eyes are filled with longings.
아빠, 엄마, 행복하게 잘 지내고 있으니까 걱정 마세요.
At this moment, a white bird flies past the window, its wingtips leaving a faint trace in the sky. After a sharp morning, Luke gets close to you and gently puts his head on your shoulder. He looks towards the clear blue sky and seems to murmur to himself. At the same time, it also seems like a question for you.
다음번엔 수납함에 뭘 넣게 될까?
I don't know, but no matter what it is, it will be something worth remembering in our lives. I'm glad I was able to help Luke resolve the pain in his heart about his parents on his birthday. Rest assured, Mr. and Mrs. Pierce, I'll take good care of Luke and stay by his side forever. Vacation cottage bathroom. As work hasn't been too stressful lately, you and Luke decide to go on a leisurely trip just outside the city. As for the location, Luke once again chooses the resort you stayed in back then, claiming that it will be nice to revisit an old spot. You remember it being the start of summer, right when Peanut entered his molting season. It was also in this holiday cottage that you found out about young Luke's crush on you. Night has fallen and you and Luke have just washed up. As you are putting away your clothes, Luke hands you a pair of scissors. Scissors? Are you asking me to cut your hair?
응, 길게 자란 부분만 좀 다듬어주라.
It's been more than a month since you moved in with Luke. His hair has grown longer since then. Looking at Luke, memories of summer seem to pop by your ears like bubbles. You hold up the pair of scissors in slight hesitance. Although we did say we're visiting old spots for this vacation, surely there's no need to retrace every single step. Also, this is my first time cutting your hair. What if... Your voice grows increasingly softer. It's almost as if you're back in your school days now, except for the fact that you and Luke have swapped roles. You also don't want to ruin his hair. The next second, Luke grabs your hand and smiles gently.
뭘 걱정하는지는 알겠는데 잘못 잘라도 괜찮아. 그냥 여길 다시 오니까 문득 네가 머리를 잘라주면 어떤 느낌일지 궁금했어.
Luke's lips move as he places the hair clip into your head.
얼른 해줘. 대머리를 만들어도 괜찮아.
You can almost vaguely hear the singing of the seasiders and the sound of fireworks going off in the sky, and see the figure of the young Luke from that summer day. Before you know it, your hesitation begins to fade away. Riding the sudden wave of courage, you gather his hair to the side and pin it in place. I don't think I'm that clumsy. Why don't I start with your bangs first? Then we can continue if you think they look okay.
좋은 생각이야.
Then sit tight and don't move. This is the deciding card.
알았어. 잘 앉아 있을게.
Putting the photo back in its place, Luke fiddles with his bangs.
처음에는 긴장하더니 잘 잘랐네. 아, 나 머리가 또 자란 것 같은데.
Don't tell me you're addicted to having me cut your hair.
중독되는 거야, 당연하지. 쇳불도 단김에 빼랬다고? 오늘 밤에 또 나 머리 잘라줘.
I didn't realize that back then Luke wanted to wait until the moment was right to confess his feelings for me. I was way too oblivious back in my schooling years. Thankfully, we still ended up together. Those delayed reactions have also become fun memories. Starry Light Show.
탕후루 사세요. 새콤달콤한 탕후루.
The annual Starry Light Show has come around again. This place is as boisterous as usual, and amongst the noise, one can hear the sounds of rattling drums and wind chimes. You uncover the secret behind why Luke got lost when he was young during the previous light show. This time, you and Luke are visiting the festival in a brand new relationship. What magical things will happen now? You steal a glance at Luke, who is staring intently at the candied fruit stall.
탕후루 먹고 싶어?
You've been staring at it forever. Just get one if you want one.
원래도 좋은 거 보이면 너한테 먼저 물어보잖아. 그래도 네가 그러라니까. 사장님, 탕후루 2개 주세요.
네, 저희 가게 거 드시면 또 생각나실 거예요. 여기 있습니다.
Luke takes the candied fruit from the stall owner and passes one to you.
진짜 맛있어 보이는데? 너도 먹어봐. 먹다가 다 못 먹겠으면 나 줘.
Okay. The night is lit up by the lights. The two of you quickly finish candied fruits. You make it through a couple more alleyways, and before you know it, you and Luke arrive again at the sugar person stall. The elderly man running the stall that you know so well is surrounded by children. His movements are as fluid as you remember, and with a few folds and twists, a lifelike sugar person appears in his hands.
여기 젊은 친구들은 어떤 모양으로 만들어줄까요? 봉황이든 용이든 말만 하면 다 만들어줄게요.
사장님 솜씨야 믿죠. 그나저나 혹시 저희 기억하세요?
누구?
We visited your stall a few years ago. The owner stares intently at you both, then it appears as if a light bulb lit up in his head as a realization dawns on him.
아, 생각났어요. 오랜만이네요. 보아하니 둘이 잘된 모양이군요. 축하해요.
The owner beams after recognizing you two. Then he insists on making you a pair of candy sweethearts for free. You're giving them to us for free? No, please. You're too kind.
맞아요. 저번에 가게 빌려주신 것만으로도 감사했는데요.
에이, 우리 사이에 사양할 거 없어요. 두 사람이 이뤄졌다는 건 내 손으로 인연을 맺어준 셈이니 이 뽑기엿은 내 성이라고 생각해요.
It would be rude to decline any further. The owner then scooped some syrup out from the stove. The threads of honeyed candy wind down and land on the metal plate. With the owner's skillful moves, they eventually form the shape of you and Luke.
자, 됐어요. 앞으로 행복하게 살아요.
감사해요, 사장님.
You take the shiny, lifelike sugar person. The sweet scent of malt sugar fills you with warmth. Walking down the street with a sugar person in hand, you and Luke are both a little reluctant to eat them. Just as you are discussing what to do with the sugar people, you hear a loud call that sounds both strange and familiar. Did I just hear a goose again?
그러게. 고리 던지기 하는 가게가 저쪽으로 옮겨갔네?
Luke points to something not too far away. A few white geese are flapping their wings behind the fence, attracting a large crowd. Seeing the white geese craning their necks and quacking, you're reminded of what happened during the last light show.
뭐야, 웃지 마. 그때 그건 다 지나간 일이잖아. 안 되겠다. 이번에 제대로 갚아줘야지.
Luke rolls up his sleeves and looks eager to try again. Are you sure? Be careful not to get chased by a goose again.
이번에는 절대 그럴 일 없어. 만약에 또 말썽쟁이 거위를 만나면 그땐
Okay then, I look forward to seeing you in action. Luke nods at you, then squeezes his way to the ring toast stall. He gets ready to get a ring onto a goose. However, the next thing you know,
아니 잠깐만 우리 말로 하자고.
right at that moment, fireworks go off in the night sky. The sounds of Luke yelling and the goose honking fuse together, becoming the unforgettable laughter of the night. Now, I'm starting to wonder if you're just not meant to be around geese. Why do you always get a goose that's so temperamental?
그러게 이게 내 운명인가 봐.
We'll have to avoid the ring toast stall the next time we've visited the light show.
난 다음번에도 꼭 다시 와야겠는데? 99번을 실패하면 100번째는 성공하겠지.
The 100th, you'll be a grandpa by then. Can you still get a ring onto a goose?
당연하지. 매년 같이 등불 축제에 와서 보라고.
Childhood memories begin to overlap with the moments after you reunited. Before you know it, you have relived all your shared memories. From your destined meeting with Luke in your childhood to your fated reunion as adults, the red thread connecting you and Luke binds the both of you tightly together, never letting you separate. And what you have to face together next is a new beginning.
어때? 꾸미는데 신경 많이 썼지?
You sure did. Still, I feel like something's lacking.
뭐가?
Luke smiles as he asks, his tone betraying a slight certainty about your answer. It is, of course, the things we'll be filling this room with in the future.
아, 그거? 다 생각해놨지?
Luke puts his left hand over your shoulder and gestures with his right at the blank space in the room.
봐봐. 여기는 다음에 여행 가서 기념품으로 산 모형을 두면 좋겠지? 저기는 공간이 크니까 커다란 사진을 놔도 좋을 것 같아.
One after another, the concrete ideas of Luke describes are in fact his hopes for the future. You are willing and sincerely happy to accompany Luke in realizing his wishes one by one. It's a bright, clear day, and the wind chimes sway gently in the breeze. The future isn't so distant; it exists in every single second that you and Luke share. Luke looks hilarious getting chased by that goose at the light show. I wonder if he'll make the same mistake next time. Bedroom. Recently, the Sherlock Holmes Memorial Exhibition, authorized by the Conan Doyle Estate, officially opened to the public in the CBD of Dallas. As fans of detective mysteries, you and Luke naturally didn't want to miss out on this opportunity. You even managed to get hold of early bird tickets at a 1 in 1,000 chance. Basking in the late afternoon sun, the two of you, having just finished visiting the exhibition, arrive home with your hands full of bags of various sizes. Phew, finally home. Sherlock Holmes is still so popular, there are way too many visitors at the exhibition. Yeah, thank goodness we managed to snag early bird tickets and could go in early. Otherwise, the souvenir shop would have been completely cleared out if we tried going around this time. Luke says this as he waves his paws at you. You can't help but remember how he tried to sweep the goods off the shelves. You said it, if not for the staff reminding us that there's a purchase limit per person for all merchandise. You might be the first person to buy the store out. It was a rare opportunity, so of course I've got to buy more to remember it better. Alright, let's hurry up and take a look at our newly bought merchandise. I took some mystery bags in a hurry and I haven't managed to take a closer look yet. Okay, it's obviously essential to count our spoils after going shopping. So you and Luke take the merchandise out of the bags and lay them on the carpet. You start to count. You open the mystery bag for a fine-grained badge and exclaim when you see the picture on it. Look, I got the mystery Sherlock Holmes design. Wow, you're so lucky. Let's see how my luck is. Not wanting to be outdone, Luke picks up another sealed mystery bag for badges. However, his expectations flicker out into disappointment when he opens the bag. I can't believe it's Mr. Hudson. I thought I would at least get Watson. At least give me Miss Irene. Mrs. Hudson is pretty good too. Not only did she give Sherlock Holmes a place to live, but she also often takes care of him. She's a strong support character and an indispensable safeguard for Sherlock Holmes when he's solving cases. Fine, you're right. I'll keep this badge. Okay, what should we unpack next? Are there any mystery gifts that we still need to check? Let's see. Here, this is the last one. I remember the staff saying it was a secret present. It was a gift only for those who spent more than a certain amount of money. Luke passes the exquisitely wrapped rectangular gift box to you, and you gently shake it. You hardly hear any sound, but you can feel that it's quite heavy. You and Luke glance at each other for a few seconds before quickly opening the gift box together. A pop-up book? The book's cover shows a pop-up side profile of Sherlock Holmes with a pipe in his mouth. When you adjust the brim of his head, smoke will even puff out from the pipe. When Luke opens the book, each page unfolds with intricately designed scenes from Holmes' classic cases coming to life before your eyes. Be it the rash written in blood on the wall or the smashed bust of Napoleon, a three-dimensional marvel has been presented on a two-dimensional page. Wow, it's an entirely different scene when you flip it upside down. It can even simulate a photograph. You and Luke are thoroughly impressed by the ingenious design in every part of the pop-up book, gushing about the details as you admire it. When you turn to the next page, a waterfall-like mechanism dynamically showcases the cipher from the dancing man. It's not the first time I've seen a pop-up book, but this book makes me realize how limited my imagination is when it comes to these books. Yeah, a lot of thought has gone into the design of this book. As if suddenly remembering something, Luke hurriedly takes out his phone and searches. Then he makes a slightly smug expression and passes his phone to you. I knew it. This is the mystery gift that's the hardest to get. Looks like our luck doubles when we're together. The screen shows that the organizer has confirmed this pop-up book as the rarest mystery gift. Other winners post about their books in the comments, attracting views and envy. Scrolling down the envious comments, you can't help but smile and feel sincerely happy. Yeah, I think so too. Before you finish speaking, a card falls out of the pop-up box and lands on the floor. Luke quickly picks it up. Why is there a card here? Is it some kind of final mechanism hidden in the book? No, it's a mission invitation. Oh. You take the card from Luke's hands. The words mission invitation are printed at the top with a Sherlock Holmes style text underneath. To my dear friend whom I have never met, since you've witnessed all these cases, shouldn't you also try to make a book of your own? All people, no matter how great, start off small before they're able to attain great results. Although it's just a simple card, you can almost see Sherlock Holmes inviting you. The production team really poured their hearts into this to come up with such a fun interactive activity. So, what do you say, Detective Pierce? Should we accept this mission to create a pop-up book? Of course, my dear Watson. Luke agrees without hesitation, and you are ready to experience this novel hands-on activity with him. Okay then, let's decide on the theme for the pop-up book first. Do you have any suggestions? Luke stares at you for a few seconds, then looks around the house. At this moment, a light breeze blows in from the window, tousling the hair on his forehead and bringing a touch of coolness. I just thought of something. I'm sure you'll like it too. The joy in Luke's eyes betrays his thoughts. You can tell with a single look. The mission card says to create a book that belongs to us. So, are you thinking of making a pop-up book about us? You got the general direction right, but I bet you can't guess anything more concrete than that. Don't I know you enough to know? Let me think. It must be something to do with our new home, right? Presenting our new home in the form of a pop-up book, it sounds pretty meaningful already. We can even display it at home when we're done. After hearing your answer, Luke tilts his head and smiles at you. A hint of slyness flashes across his eyes. Wrong! Told you that you couldn't guess it. Just follow my lead and let's start making it. As for what it actually is, you'll understand as we work on it. I promise you'll like it. I'm sure of it. Luke rubs your hand and his voice takes on a cute tune, something he knows you cannot resist. From the moment you agree, you know this pop-up book has become so much more than a simple mission card experience in both of your hearts. Okay, I'll curb my curiosity in the meantime. Yeah, let's prepare the materials first. We should look up some tutorials and familiarize ourselves with the steps. Then we can start making the beast framework. Sure, you're the best at handicrafts here, so I'll follow your lead. The tools and materials needed for the pop-up book are pretty straightforward. Once everything is ready, you and Luke begin to work on the book according to Luke's design. Bedroom. It's easy to lose track of time when you're engrossed in crafting. By the time you and Luke finally look up from your work, most of the afternoon has flown by. The sun is about to set. On the distant horizon, the glowing sun starts to take on a dark orange tint. Phew, we're almost done with the basics. We should rest for a bit and replenish our energy with some food. Look at the time, we should be getting dinner. Are you craving anything in particular, or should we try a new restaurant that opened just around the corner? We've gotten their opening pamphlet before, but we haven't tried their food yet. Sounds good. Truth to be told, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, let's put on our jackets and head out then. After putting on your jackets, Luke takes your hand in his. Stepping into the sunshine, you leave the house and head towards the street corner. Bedroom. After the much needed rest, you and Luke get back to work on the pop-up book. The most important thing when making this sort of pop-up book is to stay meticulous and maintain focus over long periods of time. Tell me if you're tired and we can take a break, alright? Don't underestimate me, you might tire out first. Let's see who does better then. Bedroom. Time flows like water, quietly passing amidst the rustling of paper being cut. After working hard for some time, you and Luke put down your tools simultaneously. No, I can't keep going. I have to take a break. Me too. My fingers are sore from all this cutting. Let's consider this a tie. Luke nods in agreement, then passes you a canned drink to quench your thirst. As the two of you lie against the sofa and chat, you hear a string of cheerful chirping sounds. You see Peanut flapping his wings. He flies inside the house, seemingly holding something in his beak. I didn't see Peanut when you got up this morning, so I knew he flew out to play, but it looks like he's finally home. Don't get me started. Peanut is spending less and less time at home. Hearing your conversation, Peanut lets out a displeased squawk as if protesting against your remarks. Then he lands on the table and puts down the objects he's carrying in his beak. There's a pure white feather, a piece of colorful glass, and a glittering confetti. They're all small and exquisite items. Peanut, did you fly out this morning to pick this up? Peanut cheers in confirmation, then uses his claws to push the things he had brought back closer to the pop-up book. Having done all this, he then puffs out his chest and struts proudly up and down the table as if waiting for you to praise him. It's clear that Peanut wants you to use the objects he brought back to decorate the pop-up book. And I was wondering why he's been behaving so strangely. Looks like he saw how busy we were working on the pop-up book and wanted to chip in. He probably thinks he should also do his part for the book. Since Peanut is this eager to help, we should use his goodwill wisely. Yeah, let me think about how we should modify it to include all of this. After some careful adjustments, the feather, shard of glass, and confetti that Peanut brought have become decorations for the pop-up book, cleverly interwoven with looks and your creation. Seeing this, Peanut let out a cheerful chirp, flapping his wing excitedly as he circles the house. Satisfied now? Luke teases Peanut playfully. Peanut flaps his wings and tilts his head as if planning to fly out of the window to bring back more objects. Hold on, Peanut, don't tell me you're... Hey, don't pick up anything else, these were enough. You watch Luke chase after Peanut, trying to reason with him. Warm light like gold foil falls on the surface of the pop-up book. At this moment, light and shadow blend into each other, creating a scene of gentle beauty. Bedroom. The making of the pop-up book is going well, and it is really starting to look the part. The main frame and the important parts are all done. What's the next step? Now it's time to work on the details. We'll need to be even more meticulous for this step. If there's anything you're unsure of during the process, just ask. Okay, I'm confident we can get it done. Bedroom. After completing some intricate parts, it's time to take a break again. You're unsure if it's because Luke didn't sleep well last night or if he's been wearing himself out lately, but he falls asleep almost as soon as he leans against the sofa. You had wanted to nap with him and relax a little, but you can't seem to clear your thoughts. Your mind keeps going back to the pop-up book. Forget it, I might as well use this time to watch more tutorials on making 3D mechanisms. The sooner I get the hang of it, the smoother things will go down the road. You do just that. You put on your headphones and prop up the tablet, then practice with scissors, glue, and some colored paper you won't be using for the pop-up book. About half an hour later, Luke sits up from the sofa, yawning as he rubs his eyes. Did I fall asleep? Shwara, how long was I out for? His actions naturally grab your attention. You take out your headphones and points at the time on the tablet. Not long, just half an hour. You look a little tired. How about you nap for a bit longer? No, I'm alright. I'll lose sleep tonight if I nap more now. Why are you watching tutorials on 3D mechanisms? Did you not rest at all just now? Luke is now completely awake. He also notices the content playing on the screen. Well, I have nothing else to do, so I tried to watch some and learn more. Don't they always say that diligence can make up for a lack of skills? You're not wrong, but it's still important to find a balance between work and rest. There's no time limit to that mission card. We're in no rush. Luke takes your hand and his words are filled with concern. You squeeze his hand in response, then reach out to pinch his cheeks. It's okay, I'm not tired. It's just that after we started to work on the pop-up book together, I realized how fun handicrafts can be, so I want to learn more when I have the time. Also, if I can familiarize myself with the techniques to make these mechanisms now, then we can definitely make an even better pop-up book later. Luke is rendered speechless at your explanation. Alright, you do have a point. Since you're not tired and I'm awake now, I'll study with you. Yeah, there are some details that I want to ask you about. Although the video's been pretty comprehensive, I still ran into some issues when following along. Issues with what? Let me see. So, this is the mechanism. You play the tutorial on the tablet again and Luke watches the entire process at 1.5 speed. Oh, this mechanism combines floating structures with hinge connections. But the person here hasn't provided detailed instructions for this part, so it's normal for the details to look different when you actually try it for yourself. You understood that complex tutorial just by watching it once? Yeah, I'm used to seeing these structures. It's just that they are using different materials. Instead of metal parts, which I'm more familiar with, they are using paper. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You watch as Luke picks up the paper and scissors. His movement is fluid and effortless, and in no time, he has created a mechanism more exquisite than the one in the video. As expected from the owner of an antique shop, your dexterity is incredible. Don't just sing praises about me. Come on, try it out just like I showed you earlier. Bedroom. After several days of rest, you and Luke return to working on the pop-up book. I feel like we'll be almost done after we complete the parts we need to get done today. Yeah, but this is no time to slack off. The further along we are, the more careful we should be. Don't worry, I'll be careful. Bedroom. Observing the pop-up book, which is now almost complete, you figure out what Luke is trying to create. Spring, summer, fall, and winter, the flow of time. This book depicts the changes in the seasons that you and Luke spent together. You were right, I finally understand what you're trying to make now that we're in the middle of the process. Also, I do like it, just like you said. Luke rubs his arm around your waist and gently lays his head on your shoulder. You asked if I had any good ideas, and the answer came to me almost immediately. And spring, summer, fall, and winter doesn't just represent the 4 seasons to me. She smiles gently and rubs against your neck. We've both experienced all 4 seasons together as children. Then we met again as adults, fell in love, and experienced each season together once more. This is how it will be from now on, and for every year to come. So it's not just the 4 seasons. To me, it's also the past, the present, and the future. The miracle of time entwines with Luke's words, like the countless days and nights you have and will walk through together. No matter how time changes and no matter which point of time it is, you will be together as you admire the spring flowers, listen to the summer winds, watch the fall rain, and walk in the winter snow. That sounds both wonderful and warm. Plus, this is something we made together, That only makes it much more meaningful. Hearing your words, Luke straightens his back again and looks into your eyes lovingly. That's right. Moreover, we can display it at home when it's finished and flip it to show the right scenes according to the season. Wow, you really thought this through. Just the thought of it makes me want to finish it faster. Luke pulls the pop-up book closer again. Then let's take the opportunity to brainstorm on what to do next. Most of the scenes and components are complete. All that's left are some detailed decorations and movable paper figures. Movable paper figures? Yeah, in my design, the paper figures represent us. Once all the scenes are complete, we can move the paper figures across the four seasons. We can also put them in different poses and have them do all sorts of activities that we like to do in the four seasons. No wonder they need to be movable. That's a great idea. What do you think we would do in each of the seasons? Luke was the one who brought up the concept, so he wants you to decide on how it ends. You smile and nod at Luke. As you let your imagination run wild, you can't help but run your hands over the pop-up book. I'll start with spring. Should we watch the flowers bloom or feed Peanut in the yard? Your lingering thoughts drift away with the wind, landing in the season caressed by the breeze. Bedroom. The closer the pop-up book is to completion, the more you look forward to it. All that's left is to finish the paper figure representing the two of you and put them into the beautiful seasons. It feels a little surreal now that we're almost done. Sure, surreal? How? Because for the final step, we are the ones who have to complete us. Luke looks at you with a slight smile, then passes you some colored paper. Bedroom. As you finish the decorations and the movable paper figures, the Four Seasons pop-up book of you and Luke is finally complete. Although it's late, when you look at the unique scenery across the seasons, you recall the little moments you shared when making the book. All you feel is a heartfelt joy. It's finally done! Yeah, our hard work paid off. Why don't we admire the final product together? Sure. You nod at Luke with a smile. He solemnly closes the book and takes a deep breath. Then he leans over to you with expectant eyes. Get ready, I'm about to start. As Luke finishes his sentence, he opens the pop-up book. The first thing you see is spring, which represents the awakening of all life. The verdant green and vibrant flowers came together to sing the breath of life. The windmills turn with the wind as the stream bubbles down. Peanut sweetly lands on a banister and gazes far away. Look at you with a paper figure in each in hand slowly cross the paper bridge you built together. I have to say, this feels pretty novel. Just as you are marveling, some flower buds start to bloom, adding color to this corner of the wall. Huh, that's... When we were making the book, Luke said he fixed some flower buds to the scene to make it prettier. Why would they suddenly bloom now? You look at Luke slightly confused. He simply looks at you with a gentle smile but doesn't offer an explanation. Now, as you wish, we have strolled in the spring and watched the flowers bloom. Next, why don't we take a stroll through summer? Luke's eyes are clear, and his invitation sounds like a gentle whisper against your ears. You can't help but nod and begin to look forward to this special summer. Although Luke avoids the question, you still have a hunch that you might discover a dreamlike scenery that you've never known of in each season. As he gently flips the pages, you are greeted by the nearby tangible hustle and bustle of the night market. The pepper figures representing you and Luke also leap into late summer. Swirling colorful lights and dancing fireflies, stall owners along the street wave their hands and holler out to attract customers, all deep into life atop this simple beach. You said you were thinking of visiting the night market with me in the summer. Now that we've made that wish a reality, there's also a complimentary gift. Before Luke finishes the sentence, fireworks made out of colored paper bloom against the dark backdrop of the night one after another. You are stunned into silence. The fireworks are almost as real and spectacular as the ones you've seen with your own eyes, just like a dream. Fireworks on a summer night and the flickering of fireflies. Luke softly inches near your ear while you're still enchanted by the shining fireworks. Next is fall and winter. The soft breeze arises amidst a blanket of fall leaves. You and Luke sit together on the street in the fall, enjoying warm drink and pastries. Suddenly, soothing and melodic music fills the coffee shop. The winter snow is silent on a clear, bright day. In a snowy forest, you and Luke are out chasing each other and laughing when a couple of cute little snowmen suddenly appear from a corner. All of these details you've never known about the book are the secrets he kept hidden. After another page, the seasons have changed, and you return to the start of time. You've both put the paper figures away, leaving just the brilliant hues of spring. It's almost like a hopeful question mark. What should you two do together next spring? We've gone through the 4 seasons. I take it that you like it. I don't just like it, I love it. That's good. Seeing how satisfied Luke is, you suddenly remember how soundly he slept on the sofa a few days ago. Only now do you understand where his fatigue came from. This wordless emotion of being touched by the act is like seawater in the sunlight, surging and warm. We promised to make this pop-up book together. Why didn't you tell me about all these details while you were working on them? Luke pauses, then takes your hand. Together, you trace over each part of the 4 seasons again. Although I've told you the meaning behind this book, I didn't tell you everything back then. I wanted to save it for this moment after you've seen everything. What is it? The city lights shine through the glass and fall on both of your cheeks, bathing you and Luke in shimmering light. At that moment, Luke inches closer to you, near enough that you can feel the slightly warm breath he exhales. This book represents more than the countless seasons I will share with you. It also signifies that I will take you through every season to experience many joys and surprises with you. Every single word shines like the starlight decorating the treetops. I know the years can be long, and the seasons will always be alike. The years will turn dull and mundane as they pass. But I will do my best to search and to create so that the countless days and nights we spend together will be like the little surprises I prepared for you today, adorned with a small but sparkling beauty. Look. Unable to hold back the urge, you hug him tightly, wishing to convey your feelings and emotions through your touch. Don't you feel like the same? The years are long and the seasons are alike. Only the spark you two build together can light the warmth that continues year after year. Then you shouldn't be the only one preparing surprises. We need to do it together. We'll search and create these beautiful moments together. For example, we could start with this pop-up book and embellish it with more and more details as our life together goes on. And every moment worth capturing can be preserved like this, creating a lasting memory for us. Luke presses his forehead against yours, his hair covering part of your vision. Okay, your ideas always sound wonderful to me. Then, what should we do for the next moment we capture? The soft whispers melt away between your lips. For some unknown reason, the city under the night sky falls into a sudden silence as if it had entered a vacuum. Only the book of the four seasons stands quietly on the table, softly playing a gentle melody.